Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name's Alice and it's so awesome to have you here. Today's practice is going to be focused on our hips. So we're going to really be looking at creating ease and freedom and space. It's just a short practice today. You don't need anything but your mat. So let's get going. Come onto your hands and knees and take your hands and your knees nice and wide. So you've got this big stance, and then just starting to shift your hips side to side, getting into the groin, and maybe starting to shift the shoulders. And this might start to turn into a little barrel roll. Just dipping the chest down, dipping the hips down, letting the pelvis just be free and fluid, and find some breath. 3 breaths in through the nose, big breath in. Exhale, just let it go. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And last one, inhaling and let it go. As you reach the end of this exhale, start to sit back towards the heels, toes touch. Maybe the hands slide forward ever so slightly into a mini child's pose. So don't dip your chest all the way down. We still want that short space. Just start to wiggle, slide the hips side to side, rolling the hip creases and the belly over those thighs. So really massaging in there, deepening that hip space. And then take a big breath in. As you do, roll yourself forward. You can scoot the tailbone under as you go. Start to squeeze the glutes, get the core involved. Keep the toes touching, squeeze them together, maybe even point the toes. And then as you reach that point forward, drop the hips, open into this up dog position and squeeze your heels in towards your bum. Exhale, take it back. Mini child's pose. Inhale, roll it forward. Squeeze the glutes, take the weight out of the lower back, strong through the arms, send it back, child's pose. Take one more, biggest expression you can take. Drop the hips, open the shoulders, and then send it back, release. Take a moment, maybe stretch out a little bit more into your child's pose, maybe slight hammock side to side of the ribs and the hips. And then slide the hands back underneath the shoulders and bring those knees underneath the hips. Let's come into just a neutral all fours position. I'm going to start to circle the hips. So pick up your right knee, and I really want you to focus on keeping your lower back nice and flat. We're just isolating the right thigh and the right leg rather than getting the whole hip involved, the whole pelvis. It will make sense in a sec. So pick up your right knee and then send the right sole of the foot to the ceiling. Squeeze that right bum cheek, find a nice flat lower back, and then open the knee out to the side. Try and keep that lower back nice and flat, and then take the knee down towards the left. And then send the sole of the foot up and out and round. So the knee is just circling, but try and stay super strong in the shoulders. So you're really resisting the urge to let everything go with it. Keep driving the weight into the right hand. You'll naturally want to slide over to the left. Good. Take one more. Our controlled articulate rotation, so our calves, hip calves. Yeah. And then take the other way. Take the knee out to the side into that fire hydrant, and take the sole of the foot up to the ceiling. And then take the knee down towards the left knee, and out, and up, and in. Super controlled. Feeling that thigh bone just starting to roll around and stir around in the hip socket. Take one more, complete that 5th round. And then as you take the sole of the foot up to the ceiling, just tuck the right knee behind the left. Open the feet out to the sides, and then start to just shift forward and back. So in this eagle position, Gomukhasana, you're just shifting forward and back, targeting that left bum cheek, that left hip. And breathe. Just take one more rock, just opening into that space. Nice. Find some more weight into the hands. And you can keep that left shin maybe more parallel. I'm going to squeeze the right heel into the bum. And taking a big circle like a rainbow, take the knee nice and high back to that diagonal. Big circle out to the side, all the way in towards your right upper arm. And then circle it all the way up and back. Biggest circle you can take all the way. And maybe take a little look. Tuck the knee behind the left. Let's take 2 more of those. Knee lifts high. Knee out to the side. Knee into the upper arm. Up and over and to the left. Last one. Keep squeezing the heel into the bum. Beautiful. Squeeze the knee into the upper arm. Keep the weight in the right arm. Breathe, pause, and then release that right foot and step it on the outside of your right hand. You can keep the foot on the diagonal. I'm going to turn the left shin just across the mat slightly on the diagonal, so you're coming up into this little kneeling position, and it turns into a modified warrior 2. And you can take a little shift forward and back, just for a sec. Bending deep and releasing, maybe creating a little bit more resistance. As you bend, you drive through the right foot, inner thighs engage. Last one, just to open and close. Good, and working to a little bit of a flow and a sequence to work in our internal rotation. As you dip down, the left hand can come down for a bit of support. Pick up your left foot and then internally rotate, lift the foot to the ceiling. And then dip that shin back down on the foot and then lift back up. So we're going to take 5 of these. If you want to challenge yourself, go no hands. You might need a little blanket if the knee's feeling a bit sore, if you're on like wood or stone floor. Good, 2 more. So lift, bend, roll, drop, squeeze. Last one, bend, lift, internally rotate, externally rotate, and lift. This time bend. Take the right hand on the inside of the right foot, maybe the fist down or the palm down, and then start to circle the left fingertips forward. Connect the upper arm to the inner knee. Sweeping those fingertips up and over the head, nice and slowly into this half side angle. Nice, fingertips are going to lead us all the way back. Stay strong in that right bum cheek, that right hip. Keep the fire building. Left fingertips behind you. Keep the weight in the front knee. Reverse warrior. Nice, big circle of the right arm. All the way out in front of you. Nice, and then take the hands down to the floor. Kind of towards the top of the mat. And then you can just bring this left heel in slightly, just slightly underneath you on the diagonal, because we're going to take a seat back to that heel. You can keep the hands out in front of you. Do this little combat stance. And we're just going to work some little lifts and lowers, working on our pelvis and our glutes. So from here, you can use no hands or you can use the floor. We're going to take an inhale, push into the right foot and the left knee. Use the glutes and use that left quad. Squeeze and lift. Exhale, lower, and really starting to lean the hips back, lean the chest forward. And lift and lower. So you're really working into that tailbone and lift and lower. Find that little thrust at the top. Lift and lower. For 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Take the left hand down towards the top of the mat. Roll that left shin all the way over to the other side of the mat. Pick up your right foot and send it back. You're in a half side plank. Right arm up to the ceiling. Right foot up as well. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Squeeze the right knee into the chest. Have a little hug. Nice. And then we're just going to have a go at like rolling that right knee forward and back. So knee into chest. I'm just going to move forward slightly. I've got a wall behind me. Knee into chest. And then keeping on that horizontal plane. Starting to squeeze the knee back behind you, heel into bum. And then knee into chest. Your arm can be wherever you want it to be. It can be up to the ceiling or on the hip. And forward. And back. Focus on opening the hip and then closing the hip. And opening the hip and closing the hip. Last one. Squeeze. Nice, guys. Right heel into the bum. Either stay, keep squeezing the heel in, or maybe take your right hand to the top of the right foot over the shoelaces. Push the foot into the hand. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep opening those hips to the ceiling. Maybe you look up and just have that full expression. Heart opener, hip opener. Breathe. One more breath. Nice, release. Try not to let the right foot ping. Squeeze it into the chest one more time and step it all the way to the top of the mat. Let's come into a little lizard lunge. Right foot wide of the mat. Sweep both fingertips up in this position. Dig through the front foot and then just start to reach the fingertips a little bit up, maybe opening the chest, really getting heavy in the hips. Hands to the floor. Step it back. Child's pose. Release. Oh, let it go. We'll just take the other side. So coming all the way up into your all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Taking those controlled articulate rotations. I'm going to pick up the left knee, weight in the left arm as well. Take the knee out to the side and then bring the left knee down to the right knee to hover. Up to the ceiling, big circles, smooth circles. Just rounding off those corners. And notice if they are in fact circles. Sometimes in our mind, we think we're doing circles and then you have a look and you're like, wait, what? Just building those neural pathways. When you've taken 5, take the other way. Left knee out into your fire hydrant. Sole of the foot to the ceiling, square off the hip and the knee. Knee down to the right knee and up and over and down. Keep breathing. These are a lot tougher than they look. Yeah. Last one. Nice. And as you do, just start to tuck the left knee behind the right knee. Turn the feet out slightly just on the diagonal and just start to shift your weight forward and back. Aiming your bum between the heels, but you don't have to sit all the way back. It's just a little open and close into those hips. Super nice. Good. Weight back into the hands. Dig into the right knee. Maybe parallel that shin one more time. And we're going to squeeze the left heel into the bum. Think about active left knee. I'm going to lift that left knee nice and high towards the back of the mat. And then like you're creating a big rainbow with your knee. Take it out to the side. Don't worry if the hips lift a little bit. Like you're stepping over a massive dog. And then squeeze the knee into the left upper arm. Good. Lift the knee high on the way back. Don't lose the height. And then take it all the way back behind you. Maybe take a little look towards the left knee. And then lift. Just two more of these. And squeeze. And lift. And squeeze. Last one. Lift. Biggest circle you can make. To the side. To the left upper arm. Pause. And step the left foot outside of the left hand. Whew. Come into that half warrior 2. So open your hips kind of to the side or to the diagonal of your mat, the left knee tracking over the toes, and you're just kind of on a perpendicular, so the left foot forward, the right shin is perpendicular with the line of the left leg. Shift forward and back, just for a sec. Okay, and then we're going to find those rotations. So if you need anything under your knee, grab that now. As you bend deep into that front knee, your right hand can come down for the first couple, just to kind of play around with how this feels. And see if you can lift your right foot off, roll your right thigh down, and then drop the sole of the foot and the shin to the floor, and then dig the left heel in to push back. And release. And roll. Ooh. And release. And lift. Good, take a couple of these, 3 more. You can use the hand if you need. It can be quite gross on the knee. It's super good for the pelvis, finding that internal, external rotation. So always good just to grab a blanket or whatever. You focus on lifting that right foot nice and high to the ceiling. One more. Nice. And then bend deep one more time. Get heavy in the hips. Left fist or palm down on the inside of that left foot. Press the arm into the leg. Sweep the right fingertips forward and up. And as you reach up, lean the chest back, squeeze the glutes, open the hips. Arm travels all the way back. Keep the weight in that front leg. Stay strong in that front knee and just lean the chest back. Nothing else moves. Nice. And then circle that right arm round. Just to reach between those legs, just underneath the hands. And just slightly slot that right foot towards you so it's more on the diagonal, so you can start to sit back towards that right heel. So you're in this little seated combat stance. And you can use your fingers here if you want to, or no arms, just use it as a counterweight. Take a breath in. Exhale, we're going to squeeze and lift the hips and really think about thrusting the hips forward. And then as you sit back, really think about leaning the hips back as far as possible. Dipping down and then lifting up. And dipping down and lifting up. Beautiful. Super nice, guys. Find that right glute for 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Right hand out in front of you. Right shin's going to turn all the way to the other side of the mat. Pick up your left leg, send it back. Modified half moon or side plank, whatever you want to call it. Left arm can take a moment up. Find that wingspan, find that expansion. And then your choice where this left arm wants to go. I like to take it to the hip here. And start to squeeze the left knee into the chest. As tight as you can make it, like a little cannonball. And then keeping it on that horizontal plane, start to slide the knee back. Don't let the knee dip. And squeeze the heel into the bum. Open the front of the left quad. And then squeeze the knee in. And send the knee back. 3 more. Squeeze the knee in. And send the knee back. And squeeze the knee in. That's it, keep going. Send the knee back. Last one. Squeeze, keep that knee lifted. Either stay, your hand can come to the quad if you want to kind of push, that energetic push. Or you might be able to reach for the top of the foot over the shoelaces. Start to push the foot into the hand. Feel everything start to open, so your shoulders open, your hips open, your heart open. Look up. Nice. Release the left foot. Step it all the way to the top of the mat, to the outside of the top of the mat. Drop the right knee. Sweep both fingertips high into a variation of lizard lunge. Lifted lizard lunge. And then start to send the fingertips back. Drive the hips forward, lift the chest up and back. And then take the hands down. And step it back. Downward facing dog. And release. Pedal through the feet. Wiggle into the hips. And then slowly, slowly start to work your way down, back into a seated position. Hands to the legs, close the eyes. Come back to your breath. Awareness of that energy you've created, that heat and that warmth in the joints, in the muscles. Check in with the freedom in your breath and how maybe having created some space in your pelvis, in your lower belly, maybe you can breathe a little bit deeper. Don't feel like you have to rush out of this place. But if 15 minutes was all that you had time for today, and just taking a big breath in and let it go. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, everyone. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope your hips are feeling a little bit better. If you liked the video, please click the thumbs up below and let me know how you got on in the comments. I'd love to hear. If you can, subscribe to my channel and sign up to my mailing list. There's loads of fun, free events and discounts going on in that forum, so I would hate for you to miss out. Until next time, guys, have a fabulous rest of your day. See you soon. Bye.